Sweaty bastard! He's a real sweaty man.
Sweetie boy, sweetie mahan.
WTF!
Hello, how are you? I'm Ross Twiddell from Cultaholic.com. You are a sexual wank pheasant, and welcome to all the WTF moments from last night's WWE SmackDown Live, an episode of SmackDown Live. That was just fine, wasn't it? There was some good moments, there was a little bit of meh, there wasn't anything overtly bad. That was until WWE forgot they were a wrestling company and thought they were Marvel or Disney or Brazzers or one of those massive movie production company things, and they try to do something that they always do completely wrong. And once again, quelle surprise, they did it wrong again. Here's a direct quote from Colonel McSweaty Bollocks himself from the very start of last night's SmackDown Live. I will not, repeat not, be a part of SmackDown Live tonight. Roll the footage with. I can see clearly now the Shane has gone. But of course, as when it comes to Colonel McSweaty Bollocks, who of course is the best professional wrestler in the world today, when he opens his mouth on anything relating to WWE TV, there's always an issue with it. First of all, Colonel McSweaty Bollocks, your ugly mug, who am I calling ugly mug? Your lovely sweaty face was the first thing we saw on last night's SmackDown Live, meaning, as always, you were actually a part of last night's SmackDown Live, something you were claiming not to be a part of. And for Christ's sake, man, hold your pissing phone landscape, you sweaty amateur. And so we learned last night that Colonel McSweaty Bollocks has a life coach, and I want that life coach's number. First of all, so I can slap them right in the face because they are responsible for everything we've seen since Shane McMahon returned to WWE all the way back in 2016. And second of all, I want their number so they can start working on me. Peace of mind, mess of a life, back together, bit by bit by bit by bit by bit by bit by bit. It's going to take a while. I'll let you know that now. Just think about it, man. This life coach has taken a part-time wrestler who jumped off really high things, who, you know, he had a couple of good matches. That part-time wrestler then went away from WWE for upwards of 7 years, and he came back a pissing monster. Despite the fact Shane McMahon is 49 years of age, he's got the sweating condition, he's got the heavy breathing condition, he's done upwards of 2 kickboxing classes. Despite all of those drawbacks, somehow, someway, Shane McMahon, thanks to this life coach, has found himself the hardest man in WWE outside of Brock Lesnar and that really pissing hard German announcer. And second of all, thanks to this mythical being called a life coach, that part-time wrestler who went away for 7 years, came back and despite having all those drawbacks, had a competitive wrestling match with Roman Reigns, who was quite a big deal in WWE today. It's amazing, man. This mythical beast here is an absolute magician. Please call us because I'm drowning, I can't swim. I got my aura back and my glow, said Colonel McSweaty Bollocks. Glow? Glow? You never lost your pissing glow, man, Shane. Your forehead's always glistening, man, practically sparkling, just like a sea under a setting sun, with a lovely horizon and whatnot, you sweaty bastard. That forehead of yours is never not shining bright, like a diamond, and don't try to tell anybody different, man, Shane. So it dawned on me during last night's SmackDown Live that for that SummerSlam match between Colonel McSweaty Bollocks, who of course is the best professional wrestler in the world today, and Kevin Owens, if Kevin Owens loses, he has to quit WWE. Shane McMahon's mission in that match is to help All Elite Wrestling. Because of course, if Kevin Owens becomes a free agent, Kevin Owens is going straight to All Elite Wrestling. Because All Elite Wrestling, if they've got any sense, are going to throw millions and millions and millions right at Kevin Owens' doorstep. So when you think about it, for the good of WWE, Shane McMahon just needs to slip and slide his sweaty arse down that ramp, slip and slide his sweaty arse into the ring and take a very easy but sweaty pinfall loss. One Cultaholic said it last night, SmackDown Live, and it's time for a bit of this.
Tea time.
A big thank you goes out to the real Titus J for taking that there sign there too last night SmackDown Live and spreading the good name of tea time throughout the WWE universe. Next time you go to a show, do something similar, please. Now, my thoughts on Dolph Ziggler have been made perfectly clear over the last few months on these WTF Moments videos, but last night, something new dawned on me. You taketh awayeth Shane McMahoneth from last night's SmackDown Liveeth, but you put Shane McMahoneth into Dolph Zigglereth. on last night's SmackDown Live. 39-year-old Dolph Ziggler said that 38-year-old Finn Bálor wants to have a match with 39-year-old Dolph Ziggler, so 38-year-old Finn Bálor can teach the 39-year-old Dolph Ziggler to respect his elders. Elders like the 54-year-old Shawn Michaels and the 52-year-old Bill Goldberg. But then the 39-year-old Dolph Ziggler said that here's the future, brother. Now I get that Dolph Ziggler, he's the show-off and he's here to show the world and he's cocky and he did the sex with the Sunny for upwards of 9 hours and that makes him a massive player or something. But Jesus Christ, man, is he sweating? Is he breathing heavily? Does he think he's Jet Li? Does he actually think he's the best professional wrestler in the world today? I know that Ziggler's there just to make us angry every time we see him on WTV. That's what heels are for, aren't they? But every single time he opens his mouth, just like Shane McMahon, and delusion falls out of it, I just look like I've sucked a lemon. That's the face I pull when they both speak. They're both cut from the same sweaty cloth. So they've turned Aleister Black into a teenager. He sits in his room, he goes out for a fight, he goes back to his room, and he sits in solitary confinement listening to like Soundgarden and Aqua in a dark room. That was my teenage years, yes. His mom knocks on the door. She says, Ali, do you want fish fingers and smiley faces for tea? He says, no, ma'am, shut up, stop embarrassing us. But I want you to make Angel Delight for me. So Aleister Black, teenager, weird gimmick, let's move on. Dun 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 dun. Possessive Kevin, she is the champion of all the women. They mustn't have taught that their English down at the dam. Dun dun dun. They're a team, Kevin, they're a tandem. Nikki is not with Alexa, she's alongside in a tag team. They mustn't have taught whatever that mistake is there down at the dam. So hang on a second there. SmackDown Live Women's Champion Bayley challenged Ember Moon to a match at SummerSlam before going on Twitter and saying, nah, Ember Moon's not good enough. I'd rather face Trish Stratus before he got to this week's SmackDown Live, and Ember Moon was pinned clean right in the middle of the ring by Alexa Bliss. Ooh. So in the face of things, with this massive, horrible burial of Ember Moon of the past couple of weeks, Bayley picked someone she clearly thought wasn't good enough so she could keep her title via nefarious heel means. But Ember slapped right in the face so many times over the past 7 days. I feel sorry for the woman. Now they showed an advert for this during last night's SmackDown Live, but I just want to make sure you didn't miss it. Yes, Netflix and WWE Studios are making a family sitcom about The Big Show called The Big Show Show. That's a real thing that's happening. Here's what's going to happen in The Big Show Show. Isn't it going to be so cool, guys? Isn't it going to be so cool? When the teenage daughter of Big Show is retired? He retired? World famous WWE superstar comes to live with him, his wife and his 2 other daughters. He quickly becomes outnumbered and outsmarted. Despite being 7 feet tall and weighing 400 pounds, he is no longer the centre of attention. When the hell was he the centre of attention anyway? It was a few weeks in 1999, but that was it, wasn't it? This sounds like it's going to be the absolute best, and by the absolute best, I mean the absolute worst, and I cannot wait for it. Literally gingerbread. Why is Jerry Lawler's throne made out of gingerbread? And next up we have the moment where Jerry the King Lawler had to let Trish Stratus and the rest of the world know that he's been following Trish on Instagram. Oh, God. But speaking about that King's Court segment on last night's SmackDown Live, let me get this straight. We had Trish Stratus leave her family cottage and holiday, a family holiday cottage, just to come to last night's SmackDown Live so she could be asked by that old diddler there, hey, Trish, do you fancy one more match? And for her just to go, I'm a bit busy now, Jerry. I'm a mom. I haven't got the time anymore. Captivating storytelling by WWE once again. Thank the Lord Charlotte Flair just happened to be waiting backstage, or that segment there would have been a bigger disappointment as Toy Story 4 was. Honestly, how can you end Toy Story 4 like that and not have a Toy Story 5? You set up a completely new story, for Christ's sake. First of all, he was killed to make that jam, but he's alive. So how's that jam next to him while he's also alive? And secondly, I didn't catch a single word of anything that Rabbit said during the Firefly Funhouse on last night's SmackDown Live. Did you? I finally realised what it's like for you to be watching one of my videos. I'm sorry. So next up we have the moment where Seth Rollins was revealed not to want his medical condition released to the world after that attack from Brock Lesnar because he doesn't want the world to know what his medical condition actually is, even though we all know, after listening to the interviews, after watching his Twitter account, he is suffering from a massive dose of I'm a massive dickhead and I need to keep me mouth shutitis.
Actually, Ross, I'm so rich I paid for stem cells from unicorns to get me back to full health immediately, so I will be fine for SummerSlam. Ha 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 ha! I'm richer than you fat bastard.
There was no need for that, Seth. And next up we have the moment where Tom Phillips just can't believe that Dolph Ziggler would pull such a dirty trick out of his lovely, pristine 39-year-old arsehole by coming out to Shawn Michaels' music on this week's Raw. Even though Dolph Ziggler has shown time and time again in the past that he just loves dressing up as WWE superstars from the past. John Cena, Macho Man, Naomi was one of them. She's not from the past, but you know what I mean. He's done it bad times, Tom. And anyways, Tom, you must see Dolph Ziggler on the regular. He's always dressed up like he thinks he's part of a 1980s glam rock band, like the Bon Jovi, or the Def Leopards, or the White Snakes. He's always looking like a twat. Where's the shock in him coming dressed up looking like Shawn Michaels there? Oh my God, the Fiend is here in the arena. WWE commentary ruins everything.
Made a grave mistake, Corey.
Here's a direct quote from Corey Graves, who said, if anything, Ziggler has managed to keep himself relevant at any cost. Relevant. To me, at least, he's like that old dog who's lost the use of its back legs, who can't just about use its front leg, it's gone blind, its hair's fallen out, but you just love it so much, and you've had it for so long, you can't bring yourself to just, kill it off. That's just how I see Dolph Ziggler and Vince McMahon's relationship here in 2019, because that can be the only explanation as to why Dolph pissing Ziggler, after the past 5 years of his character getting knocked down time and time again, is still right at the top of the card on SmackDown Live. Now, I'm sure that we've all seen that gif of Premier League official Mike Dean running away celebrating with Tottenham after Tottenham scored a goal despite the fact he's a referee and should be impartial. Was anybody else getting similar vibes from that referee there after Ali shockingly rolled up Shinsuke Cocknocker on last night's SmackDown Live? Because I was. And quite frankly, that referee there, that impartial bastard, much like Mike Dean, needs to have his referee license revoked. Or else. Now, I don't know about you, but I like it when WWE treat us fans with some sort of respect. What an entitled arsehole thing to say, but you know what I'm talking about, don't you? We know fine well that their stomp did not rule Ali out the Elimination Chamber all the way back at the start of the year. We know because we read and listen and read some more. We know that a concussion picked up at a live event was what did the damage. That was an unbelievably good promo package on last night's SmackDown Live, but that little tiny detail really pissed me off, and WWE wrestling fans can read and learn things and remember stuff. Honestly, we're quite clever. Goofy. Telegraphed. What a load of bollocks that enter last night's SmackDown Live was. So first of all, when the hell has WWE ever shown their superstars walking very slowly and quite sassily down a corridor just to get to an interview? Never. You just knew by the fact that this brand new camera angle was being shown, something was going to happen. It took you right out the moment. Secondly, why the hell is there a camera inside the scaffolding? And why the hell can Kevin Dunn in the production truck cut to that camera that's inside the scaffolding, even though Kevin Dunn surely doesn't know, much like Roman Reigns didn't know, that scaffolding was going to come down on the big dog's arse? Unless, of course, Kevin Dunn is the one responsible for that scaffolding coming down, and Kevin Dunn is challenging Roman Reigns to a match at the SummerSlam, which is something I need in my life right now. It's just yet another one of those instances of something that works well on paper, but in practice, it's not real feeling. Like Braun Strowman, he's tipping over a truck, but hey, let's cut to a camera inside that truck. Shane McMahon, AJ Styles 2017, Shane McMahon gets sent through the car window. Hey, there's a magical camera in the back of a car for no reason. It takes you out the moment. Nobody should know these things are going to happen, but somehow, someway, someone always does, yet there's never an explanation, like a GTV or something, as to why that person knows what's going to happen before it actually happens. Ooh. And we might as well mention it here. Reddit seems to think that Bloody Murphy was behind this last night because he was seen apparently in that shot there. They can have the credit for that. And while I cannot see a man who has been on TV once and said a few bloody words to Shane McMahon, you bloody bastard, I can't see a man of that ilk beating Roman Reigns at the biggest part of the summer. It's still a match I want to see, because it'll be a good match. And that's it for the WTF moments from Guardians of the Galaxy, the return of the big dog. I've been Ross from Cultaholic. You've been a sexual wank fezant. We'll see you we'll see you soon. All the best. Thanks for watching. Let us know what you think in the comments below. You can follow us on Twitter at Cultaholic. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Cultaholic. And if you enjoy what we do here at Cultaholic, you can pledge to our Patreon page, patreon.com/Cultaholic. Hit subscribe and join us